Hey tubers, that's the time, that's the temp, and it's Saturday, December 8th, and real quick, I've been recording all week, last Saturday and all week, and that's what we'll play first, and then what we'll play will be the what I'm doing today. So enjoy, and we'll see you at the end. Later. Hey tubers, it's December 1st, Saturday, and I didn't turn the camera on. I'm sorry. And I just came out here to grab a beer and I realized I didn't turn the camera on. That was a bitch to get on, and especially to realign it, to line it up here. And I did scrape some of the paint off it, as you can see, but to line the points up, that was a bear to do. But it's on, and I got it lined up. Glad I'm mocking this all up right now to check this out and check out the fit. I'll just repaint this flat black. It's no biggie. Next up, oh, the clock's going. Next up is took the steering wheel off. I had this mechanism that I had on it, and I'm kicking around with it. I'm going to put it back on. What it does is it enables you to unlock the steering wheel on, and when you can lock it up. And hold on, let me find it. And then what you can do is you can sit there and put this in its place once you take the steering wheel off, and nobody will get to the steering wheel nut or anything else like that, and put it back on. But it sticks the wheel up another 3 inches, and I'm still going to kick it around, but I had to take it apart. Let me put this back up here. I had to take it apart so I can get the tilt and the turn signal back on. Anybody want an I did it sticker? Let me know. I'll drop it in the mail to you. Yeah, and then make sure that we got it synchronized up and everything else, and go from there. The steering wheel's there, and oh, can't go around this way. I push the car back. And you can see the teeth on the locking to lock it in. And again, there are the keys to do it. Again, I'm kicking it around whether I want to do it or not. Put it back on. It was a great idea when I thought about it, but I'm never going to be away from this car whenever I take it out. I mean, I'm going to be right there. So why would I want to put that device back on it? So I don't know. It was awful expensive, but yeah. So we'll kick it around and see whether it goes back on or not, but the main reason it came apart is so I can put this stuff back on, because the turn signal indicator does screw in to the into the hole. So I don't know when I'm going to post this. Will probably be next Saturday, which will be December 8th. And once I get done with what I'm going to do that, I ordered a bunch of parts from Classic. They should be in, and we'll see what happens. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on. Later. Hey tubers, it's Tuesday, December 4th, and it's a little warm in the garage because, yeah buddy, that's going. So I did get some more parts in. You got the side vents in, got some of the window stuff. These are the windshield. No, these are window. Yeah, more window, side windows. Let's see what else. I said the vents. Yeah, these are on the side of the door for the window. Yeah, here they are. These are the windshield glass supports. Got the horn kit. As using new horns. The old ones there we can throw away, or if somebody wants them, yell, and I'll put them in that box and send them. I got the steering wheel off because we're going to clock it. Let's see, where is it? I did it right here. We never clocked it, synchronizing your column, so we're going to do that. Get it clocked, and then put the tilt and the turn signals on. And that's for a four-way flasher if you had one in the steering column the way they used to come. And then I got the book out to see how the horns mount up. And so I still got to take off this. So I'm going to tinker on this a little bit. The reason why is I got to get this to where I can drive it out of the garage. Doug's going to come up and Saturday, and we're going to play with that gas line and get it in the wall and then patch it back up. So we'll be playing out here for a little bit. Let's see, I got a video on here from last Saturday, so I'll put that on. This, what we'll be doing during the week, I'll put that on, and it'll all go on this Saturday's video. So when I get more, oh, I did get some Saddlers connectors, and no, that ain't my company. I wish it was. I wouldn't be here, so I can hook up the horn back up. So we're going to clock the steering wheel, then put the steering wheel back on. I am not going to put this back on. This is a Grant. Vehicle security system. Security. So if anybody's interested, I think it was 150 bucks brand new. If anybody's interested in or wants it, drop me a line. But yeah, all the hardware here are the keys. Yeah, here's that. Here's the locking mechanism. Yeah, this goes from there. Your steering wheel mounts to this. And then it locks into this right here, and that's where the key works, right in there. So should get the test light out of here. There, and the key latches that right there, which unlatches that. So, but yeah, it was a friend of mine talked me into it. And now I don't seem that well interested in having it because I'm always going to be around the car. In other words, the car is never going to be left alone. So pulling the steering wheel off and putting it in the trunk doesn't seem to be. And plus, it brings the wheel out up this way a good 3.5 inches. So, and I didn't like the way it was looking. So, and I got all the hardware and everything for it along with the instructions. So when we get done, I'll show you what's there. And anybody interested, just give me a holler. All right, so when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Well, it's still Tuesday, and come to find out, I don't have the 1/4 inch fine threads for my steering wheel puller. Up there. So I can pull the adapter off. So this is going to be a short day out here today. Well, there's always tomorrow. And then there's Thursday, and then there's Friday. Tomorrow I got to work, so tomorrow while I'm out and about, I'll pick up 3 1/4 inch fine. And tomorrow, when I get home tomorrow afternoon, we'll pull that off, clock it, get it in position, and then turn around and put the steering wheel back on it, mount the horns, check, make sure they work, and then we'll go from there. So when I have more, I'll turn this back on, and that'll be probably tomorrow, Wednesday. later. Hey tubers, it's Wednesday, December 5th? And that's the time. That's the temp in the garage, and of course, that's been going. I've been home for probably about an hour now. Waiting for that to get going and doing some stuff around the house. On the way home from work, I stopped at McFadden Dale. That's in grade 8, quarter by 28 fine thread for the steering wheel puller, and we'll pull that off. Also, yesterday I started putting the wire braid on the turn signal, and I want to get that on the parking light turn signal cables. And I want to get that out of the way because right in here, can't remember where, but one of the horns mount, and the other one mounts up here. So, okay, where is that? Now I'm confused. Right there. Yeah. So, the goal for today, or for this afternoon, is to get the wire braid back on, mount both the horns, get them wired up, and get this pulled off. I got to jack up the car so I can sit there and spin the wheels, the clock the steering wheel in. So we'll do that tomorrow. I just want to get it all ready to jack up, to get it up in the air on jack stands. So that's where we're at right now. When I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Alright, the adapter's off the column, along with the washer. And I got the rest of the wire cover on, and the one horn's mounted, the other one goes up here somewhere. So, and we got the one wire from the horn, and we got the other one down there, so we'll mount the other one, and then we'll trim the wires and get the sidless connector on. And when I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Alright tubers, the one green lead is the power coming in for the horns, the other one is down for the lower horn here. This is a piece of 3/8 heat shrink, and this is a piece of 1/4 inch heat shrink, and I'll show you how that's all going to work together when it is. And here's the big solderless connector that'll go on. So I'll show you this step by step. When I get this on and crimped, I'll turn this back on. Wait, maybe I can I set it here? Nah. No, I'll turn it on when I get it crimped. Alright, it's crimped. And we'll take the piece of 3/8 and slide it right up to there. You got the heat gun right down there. And see if I can do this. Hold the camera with one hand, hold this with the other hand, and do it all. Alright, for now we'll let that cool down, and we'll slide the piece of 3/8 up to about here and do the same on that. But we'll wait for this to, yeah, it's still hot. We'll wait for it to cool down a bit. So I'll turn this on when that cools down. Hey tubers, alright, it's cooled down. Now we'll slide the 1/4 inch heat shrink up here, Looks like I'm going to need 2 hands to do it. Hold on, just look there for a minute. There. Now that's on. And what that does is it gives you the 3/8 won't crimp really or shrink right around the wires, but the 1/4 inch one will. And now we grab the heat gun. Alright, and that's that. It'll plug in right there, and when it cools down I'll do it. Yeah, a little too toasty. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on. Alright, cooled down enough, we got it plugged in. So memory serves right. Let's hook up the battery. Okay, and that's honking right now. Something's wrong. Horns sound good, but something's wrong. Alright, more in a minute. Hey tubers, sorry about that, but the battery went dead in the camera. As you remember correctly, when I went to, had the horns all hooked up before the steering wheel was put back on. When I hooked up the battery, the horns went off. Turn on a little light on this, and the horns went off. Well, we sat there and I chased everything down, went around, and tried to figure out everything. And the funny thing about it is the horn relay now is built in the fuse panel from Painless. And when I pulled the fuse out for the horns, it released the power to it and the relay opened. And then when I put the fuse back in and put power in, the relay was open. So I guess for sitting all the time closed. But now the horns work according to the way they're supposed to. So, I don't know. Now, there's one more thing I got to do that I haven't done yet, and I got a bunch of tape going in, but it sits there and it states this on the horn button, and so I got to pull it back apart and do that. But that'll be for, see, tomorrow I'm doing Christmas shopping with the wife. So that'll be Saturday. So we'll pull it back apart. I got a bunch of tape sitting there in there right now holding it so it wouldn't short out. But the minute once I get that thing set in there, before I put the tape in, hooked up the battery and the horn was going off. So, but the tilt column and everything, I wanted to make sure the horn was off or the battery was disconnected. Tilt column works. Steering is clocked. And hold on, let me see if I can hold this. And you can really set it down low. And now remember, if I had that locking mechanism on, it would have came out another about out to here. And I just didn't want it out to here. It didn't look right. So hold on, I'm holding it with my chin. And roughly right about there. But yeah. So that's another project, scratch off the books. Now that we did that, and that, we're going to go back onto the grill, because the whole idea is to get the grill painted up and everything else. We will try the header piece in and the upper chrome piece in on it, get it all done. One other thing I want to do is I want to look for some LED, because I got an LED flasher in here. I got LED brake lights. I need LED 1157 amber turn signal bulbs. I found some on Amazon, and they weren't just quite the right ones. They wouldn't fit. So I mean, they just wouldn't fit in the socket. So yeah, I got 2 of them. So we'll leave those there. And one of my peanut bulbs died already, the amber one. So I don't know what it is. I'll have to check it out and see. But yeah, it died. But that's where I'm at for today. It's getting late. The neighbors probably want to know what the hell was going on in this garage with the horn going off every 5 minutes as I was trying to chase that down. But next electrical thing will be the windshield wipers. I think it's a ground. I think I got something wrong, because you know how that special plate fits in there and all those washers. I think I got something wrong in there that just isn't grounded properly or anything else, because I got power and everything going to the connectors and everything else. It just, something isn't right. So want to get this done, painted flat black, get it back out. After the holidays, I will order the LED headlights, which are a bit expensive. These are the outside trim rings, and the halo LED housings, and get those here, and that'll take care of that. What I want to do, then we'll start on the interior. I think I did mention in the video, I decided that I'm going to go with electric power windows. Regulators, they're all up there. I have to rebuild all the regulators and everything else, and it's just, I hate that. I mean, one of the jobs I really do hate is messing with those. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do the conversion to electric windows. The car came, or the painless kick came wired with the wiring for it. So we'll do that. I'll start with the rears, then work my way to the front. But before we do the side windows, we're going to be doing the front windshield and the rear windshield, and the rear will be first. So I got a lot planned for this winter. Hopefully I'll get it done and get it shot, and then we'll be driving it this spring. Well, that's all for now. We'll pick this up Saturday later. Today's Saturday, December 8th, and Doug just left. And remember, the gas line for the tankless water heater was ran outside the sheetrock, and I asked him to bury it, and he came up and probably took an hour and a half, an hour, and put it all in the inside and buried it. And now I get to do some sheetrock and taping and mud. See, my mud's right there, and my putty knives and everything else. So we'll take care of that today. And I got to get this garage up to temp, so we'll take care of that today, and that's what we'll be doing today. And if time permits, we'll probably get something done on the car. So when I have more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey tubers, I got all my screwing or nailing strips in for the patch. And yeah, 2x4s down there in the bottom. This one here. So yeah. So we'll get together and trim a piece of sheetrock out for this, and see where this is going to go. When I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Hey tubers, sorry I didn't show it, but I got on a roll again, and I just went to town. First coat of mud, we'll sand it, give it another coat. We got to do this and then patch that corner. So I'm going to hang on to my piece of sheetrock there. And that'll probably be during the week I'll do this. I'll probably pull out that whole piece, this piece right here, and just cut a new one and put it in there. And then mud and tape it, get the corner. And that's where the pedestal, where the old water heater used to stand. So, but now it's clean up. And I got a mess going on in here. But I will say one thing. Look who knocked on my door. Yes, sirree, Bob. And what we did order is this from 3M. Came highly recommended. Yes, I'm getting ready to set the front windshield and the rear window. The rear window will be first. We'll order that probably Monday or Wednesday. And I got 2 tubes, not knowing, figure a tube for the front and a tube for the back. And we got to clean this up real good. But yeah, the first one will be the rear. And then also, for the heck of it, I always wanted to know what it would look like. I had a T-handle on my 70 SS. So yeah, and we'll probably change that out later on. But first, clean up. So I got to clean this mess up. Holy smokes, did I trash this place out. Well, this is going to be it for today. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, and of course leaving comments. And we will probably see. I won't do any of the video of what I'm going to do, patching down here and doing all this down here. It's sheetrock. Everybody knows how to take care of sheetrock, I suspect. But what I will do is when we get back on the car, which will probably be Monday, Tuesday, like I did last week, is I'll just video during the week and then dump it all on Saturday. So again, guys, take care. Have a good weekend. Later.